I need some African. It looks like I need some African food. Good luck.
Oh, for sure, brother. You definitely need to try it.
Up next, Head Kick Audio, please.
Hey, what's up? This is Steve from Head Kick Audio. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother.
All right. Well, I am enjoying this very much. You're a ball of energy. It's a nice change of pace.
Oh, no, appreciate you, brother.
All right. So my first question for you is, this is a season. So every fight matters, but there's also points that matter. Do you think that's going to change your fighting style, or, if at all, have you had to make any adjustments whatsoever?
Not at all. If anything, I just been getting better at just being a mixed martial arts fighter. That's what it comes down to. It's just being a better fighter. Certain guys probably have to make adjustments, but I just kept getting better and getting better and getting better. And I'm just excited to just go put the finished product out there in the cage for the world to see. I've been spending a lot of time. I've been meticulous about my training. I've moved my whole life up to Colorado, and I've completely jumped in and indulged all that they have to offer. And I'm just ready to go out there and execute the game plan.
Awesome. And then the shirt there, is that U of A?
Yeah, of course. Bear down. Yeah, that's where I went to school, man. So, I got to rep my school.
Oh, well, I'm out of here at Tucson, Arizona. So.
Oh man, yeah, that's where I'm. You already know, brother. Appreciate that. Yeah, Tucson, stand up.
Yeah, bear down, buddy. Thank you for your time.
No, bear down, brother.
Last question to Ronald, please.
Ronald E. Smith from Getting Real. Mohammed, like any other athlete who has another sibling who's doing well, they're always going to be at that extra pressure and extra eyes sit on the other sibling. So how have you been able to focus and not allow the noise to interfere in the process?
The number one thing for me is focus. And I like to, and I've played football a long time, so pressure has always been there. And I've learned, as in my life has gone on, I've just learned how to control that pressure. And and channel it into energy that you use in the cage, So I know how to kind of channel my energy and channel the pressure into energy that I can use against my opponent. And I've been doing it now for a while. It's not my first fight, with my brother being the champ. It's not my last. So I just channel all that pressure into positive energy and go out there and execute the game plan.
We'll see you then. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mo. Appreciate you for coming out today.
No problem. Thank you.
Up next, we will be bringing in Miss Kayla Harrison. If you have a question for Kayla, please go ahead and raise your hand.
Yeah, you too.
All right, let's go ahead and start off with Roz.
Hi, Kayla. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. My name is Raz from Everything MMA Era. Just like to kind of start off in terms of the 2021 PFL season. What can we expect from you, and what do you feel are your biggest challenges this year?
Well, you can expect dominance. I feel like this year I'm a very well-rounded fighter, which makes me very dangerous. And I think the challenges are just going to be protocol and the things that COVID brings along with it. But in terms of fighting, I think I'm ready as ever.
Okay. And so just kind of follow up on that. Do you feel that maybe with COVID, with restrictions, they're kind of your main challenges in the upcoming year, obviously kind of shifting away the focus from the fighting? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're just hurdles, it's just not ideal situations, not ideal scenario, but everyone has to go through it. So it's just kind of part of life. But in terms of, fighting, I think I'm excited. It's been a while. I'm excited to get back in the cage and do what I do best.
Okay. Thank you. Best of luck on Thursday.
Thank you very much.
Breeze, please.
Hey, Kayla, this is Breeze with the MMA Breeze. I wanted to ask you, you've already won the championship a couple times now. How do you stay motivated coming into this season and securing another victory?
Well, I mean, motivation has always been an internal thing for me. I don't do this for money. I don't do it for fame. I don't do it for glory. I do it to be the best in the world. I just have this internal desire. And, I'm not there yet. I'm not the best in the world yet. So there's plenty left to accomplish.
Right on. We're looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Daniel, please.
This is Daniel from Cage My IQ. Seeing that you fought at the end of the year at featherweight, how hard was it to cut that weight and then to put that weight back on?
Well, I didn't have any trouble putting it back on, I'll tell you that much. Actually, after I did cut, I mean, the cut was good. I was very professional about it, was disciplined, got down to about 153 walking around, and then just did the little bit, the last little bit at the end there. But after I cut down to featherweight, my body just naturally, I guess, wanted to hold on to everything. So my weight jumped up a bit for a while there. So I was walking around pretty heavy, which in hindsight is a good thing, just because I naturally sit at about 160 to 165. And I learned a lot of big girls in the 155-pound weight class who are cutting some good weight. So I think that extra weight is going to be good for me.
And then did you feel that fight is going to help you out, knowing that you would have had over a year fight difference compared to just a few months?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no supplement for cage time and getting in there. You can't replicate that or emulate it anywhere. So just being able to get one fight in last year, get those feelings, those nerves, those excitement and jitters was important for me. And also just to continue to see my development, continue to see where I need to work and what I need to focus on. I was very happy that I got to fight last year.
Thank you very much.
Conan, please. Conan, are you out there? Okay, we'll go with Barcelona.
Jim Barcelona, Miami Herald. Kayla, you mentioned that fight, and I'm wondering, what was that like with just working with PFL to be able to do that? Because they weren't doing anything, and you're like, hey, I want to get a fight in. So just that process and them being able to work with you so you're able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super grateful that, I was able to have the opportunity to compete last year. PFL and my manager worked together closely to make that happen. I know it was strenuous and stressful at times, but ultimately I feel like we're all happy with how it went down. And I want to thank Invicta for giving me the opportunity to compete. The fight game is a very short window. You get in, you get off and you get out. And to have to take a year off in my prime would have been, I feel like, tragic. So I'm glad that the PFL and I were able to come to an agreement.
And what was it like training now, getting ready for the season with American Top Team, growing as a fighter, growing as being able to train there at that special place?
Of course. I mean, it's the best team in the world, American Top Team. Just the people you see come in and out of our doors every day, the level of fighters, the greatness that walks through the doors, and the coaching, the staff, everyone there from top to bottom. It's a smooth running ship, and being the team captain is a huge honor for me. I'm very blessed to call American Top Team home.
That's really cool about the team captain too. Lastly, for me, Kayla, the Olympics are coming up this summer. You know a little something about the Olympics. Do you get jazzed a little bit, still excited, even though you're not competing for the Olympic gold anymore?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's the biggest sports stage in the world. It's a time in the world where we all come together and we put aside all of our differences. And one of my favorite things about the Olympics is its motto. The motto is Sidious, Audius, Fortius, which means faster, higher, stronger, not fastest, not strongest. it's all about giving your absolute best. And that's something that I try to live by every day in my life. So I'm a huge fan of the Olympics. I'm always going to be a huge fan. I actually might be commentating the judo portion of the Olympic Games for NBC. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, it's very cool. Well, thank you as always. All the best.
Thank you.
Dylan, please.
Hey there, Kayla. I appreciate the time.
My pleasure.
I was just curious because just there was a certain level of like visceral beauty to the last fight there, just getting to uncork the elbows there. And that seemed to have a pretty immediate effect there. But, you know, PFL obviously not allowing the elbows. I'm kind of curious. I imagine you're very excited to get back to competing within the PFL framework. But is it a bit of a bummer that the elbows have to be shelved for a little bit?
For sure. It's kind of one of those things where you don't know what you're missing until you've had it, you know, like if you give a kid sugar for the first time and they're like, like that's kind of how I felt when I got to throw my first elbow. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And I'm sure a lot of fighters feel like, you know, hopefully some rule changes can be made. So maybe they're allowed in the finals or something like that. I understand the reasoning behind not having them, but man, when you're a top heavy opponent or fighter like I am, they really change the impact of ground and pound. So I'm going to miss them. I'm going to miss those buggers.
Yeah, well, definitely had great immediate effect there. So hopefully that can be brought back in the future. But in any event, I appreciate the time.
My pleasure.
Tanai.
Hey, Kayla, Tanai from MMA Island. I wanted to bring back a conversation you had with Henry Cejudo, Triple C, about being the greatest combat sports athlete of all time. He has a fair argument.
Self-proclaimed.
Yeah, he does have a decent argument, and so do you. You obviously are a judo world champion and the PFL champion. So what would it take for you to become the GOAT of combat sports?
Well, first of all, Henry is a one-time Olympic champion. I don't believe he ever won the world championships in wrestling. He did win 2 belts in the UFC and has since retired at like age of 12. I'm not really sure how old he is. So really, it's just a matter of time for me. I won the junior world championships. I won the senior world championships in judo. I won the Olympics, not once, but twice. I won the PFL belt. I'm about to win another belt this year. So I'm pretty sure if you do everything twice, that makes you the greatest of all time. And I don't think he's going to be able to hold a candle to my career.
Absolutely. Love your confidence. Can't wait for Thursday.
Thank you.
Head Kick Audio.
Hey, Kayla, this is Steve with Head Kick Audio. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Sorry. What has been your biggest improvement since the last time we saw you compete?
I think just my confidence. You know, I'm definitely, my striking's coming along. I feel more developed as a fighter. I feel more comfortable inside of a cage. I'm not afraid to hit or get hit anymore. And I think that makes me a dangerous fighter. You know, it's not necessarily like you see these vast improvements and, you know, like I'm not going to go out there and throw a spinning back kick or anything like that. But I just think that overall I'm much more comfortable and at ease inside of a cage. And that helps me implement my game plan even more dominantly, which, if that's possible, is scary.
Thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
Sergio.
Hi, Kayla. This is Sergio from Fighter Path MMA. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Not too bad. So favorites like Anthony Pettis and Lance Palmer suffered defeats a couple weeks back. You're obviously the favorite going into this one. Do you feel any added pressure as a favorite? And do you feel like there's a target on your back because of that?
No, I don't feel any added pressure. You know, nothing in the outside world could put any more pressure than I do to myself internally. And I've been under the bright lights for a long time now. And it's where I shine, you know. I'm built different, and I think I mean I've had a target on my back from day one, I feel like, since I've been here. So it is what it is. This is my job, this is my life, and nothing's gonna stop me.
I love it. Thanks and best of luck.
Thank you.
Darnell, please.
Hi, Kayla. Darnell Giovanni with MMA Island. Just had a question for you in regards to training at American Top Team. Who is one of your toughest sparring partners when you walk in there just like, oof, this is going to be a rough day?
Well, all of them. I sparred a lot with Pedro Munoz this camp, and I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys all know him and see him and what a juggernaut he is. So that was tough. Just like he's a pressure fighter with good takedown defense. So it's like, oh, what do I do? No, everybody there is a tough. There's no such thing as an easy day at American Top Team. My sparring partner, my main training partner, Anthony, we call him Goose, is here with me, and he gives me a big push. I sparred a little bit with Valerie Lareda this camp. She's a killer. So yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about all of my training partners. I love them and I love to hate them.
Thank you so much, Kayla.
Tom Ward, please.
Hey, Kayla, you've spoken a lot about becoming a more well-rounded mixed martial artist. Can you just tell us a bit how you've worked on your striking?
Yeah, I think, it's been at the forefront sort of for a while in my MMA career, just getting comfortable, working on specific techniques that fit my game plan, that fit my style of fighting, working on the basics. I'm a big believer in basics. I'm a big believer. What I learned in the first 6 months of judo is what won me 2 Olympic gold medals. So the problem is in MMA, I'm still a baby. I'm still a white belt. So I have to put in the time. And there's really no substitute for that. I can't just get really good at striking overnight. I just have to put in the time, put in the reps over and over and over and over and over again. And I think having a year off where you don't train for a specific opponent and you're not in a camp and you're not, focused on all of these other things that you sometimes have to focus on for fights, just gave me even more opportunity to go in and get better slowly but surely at all of those things that you don't necessarily focus on when you have a fight. It's kind of like when you're a professional athlete, especially, coming over to a sport, everyone already thinks you can run when you haven't even learned to crawl yet. So I kind of went back and learned how to crawl and tightened up everything, if that makes sense. Worked on a lot of power, worked on precision, worked on all of those things that maybe I wasn't skipping over them, but I just didn't have enough time to focus on.
Amazing, thank you. And if I could push you for a prediction?
I'm going to win by KO, TKO, or submission.
Amazing. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Next question for Tristan.
Hi, Kayla. Tristan Critchfield from SureDog.com. Well, you said you're happy with PFL and you're focused on 155 pounds. How much of a move to featherweight factors into your future plans?
It's definitely food for thought. I think we all knew that it was probably going to have to be inevitable at some point in my career. There's just way more depth there, and there's a lot of opportunity. The greatest fighter of all time competes there. So yeah, of course it's on my mind, but I have a whole season in front of me. I got tough 4 fights. I got a lot of stuff to do before I even start to think about having to eat salad again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tariq?
Hey, Kayla, it's Tariq with the Havoc Hour. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. So I got to see that Invicta fight, and more particularly, I got to see your reaction as you were walking away there. Did you kind of surprise yourself at the performance that you had in that fight?
I'm my own toughest critic, so I was like a little pissed off with myself afterwards, just because there were some things that I wanted to work on more that I didn't. But at the end of the day, it's a fight. You got to go where the fight takes you. But after the cut that caused all the blood was from the very first elbow that I threw in my entire career, and because you can't really how do you drill throwing elbows in practice? You know, you can't do it live on a person. So it was the first real elbow I'd ever thrown in my life. And then the blood afterwards, like I'm not a naturally, I guess, psychotic person. So I wasn't like, yeah, she's bleeding. I was like, part of me was like, oh my God, there's blood everywhere. And part of me was like, finish her. So it was like a very weird experience where I was like, I really don't want to keep punching her, but I have to keep punching her. And then I got up and it was like all over me, and it was like on my lips and in my hair and under my nails. And I was like, okay, so this is what fighting is really like.
Also, real quick, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Claressa Shields is making her debut next month. Do you have eyes towards getting in the cage with her, or are you just focused on the belt?
I mean, I'm very excited for her debut. I think it's very early in her career to anticipate us fighting anytime in the near future. She's not in the season. I'm in the season. And I think it's good for her to take her time, get her feet wet, get some one-off fights, get the experience that she needs. And if and when she's ever ready, I'll be waiting.
Good to see you, champ. Good luck on Thursday.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's have our last question go to Michael Owens, please.
Hey, Kayla, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Everything good here in Puerto Rico. Thank you so much for your time. My question for
Puerto Rico. Okay.
Yeah, our weather is decent at this point, so that's a good thing. How important for your legacy as a fighter is to maintain that undefeated record that you still have?
You know, I don't really think about undefeated a lot in my visualization and stuff like that. Listen, loss is a part of life. I've been, you know, in the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat in my career many times before. It happens. I don't plan for it to happen ever in my MMA career, but it's not going to be something, if it were to happen, that would ever break me or change me. And I don't think that in terms of legacy, you look at all of the great champions and people of our time and
annoying
of history. It's not what happens. It's not when you lose, it's what you do with your loss. It's how you overcome those obstacles. And that's been the story of my life. It's not, you know, I failed. It's failure is my fuel and watch me rise even higher. So that's my mentality towards taking a loss, but it's not going to happen. So don't worry about it.
And just a quick follow-up regarding the bubble. How's been your experience in the PFL bubble, and how complicated mentally has been for you to be isolated from the world?
We almost made it the whole conference. Yeah, listen, it's just part of life. This is what I have to do. My job is to go out there and fight and put on a hell of a performance and win. And my mom taught me that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. So I'm just going to go do my job.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and good luck on Thursday.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kayla. Appreciate you for coming out today.
Thanks, guys.
Up next, we have Fabricio Werdum. If you have questions for Fabricio, please go ahead and raise your hand. And we will open up our first question to Mike Owens, Mike Owens Media.
Hello, Fabricio. This is Mike from Mike Owens Media. How are you today?
Everything's great, man. Thank you.
Your last fight was a first-round submission victory over Alexander Gustafsson. Did that feel like the perfect way to close one chapter of your career with the UFC and move to another one with the PFL?
Yeah, the decision is mine. I just stay in UFC for 12 years, and I just want to go my way. And PFL have a good proposal for the fight here, and I'm very happy in PFL now.
And by the time the tournament concludes, you'll be 44. Do you intend to fight after this 2021 season, or is your goal to retire as the 2021 season champ?
Yeah, I just think about the May 6th now. My mind is May 6th, and after then I see what I have make, I don't know, I just have everything my focus in May 6th.
Thanks for the time today, Fabricio.
Thank you.
Up next, Alex, Cage Side Press.
Hi, Fabricio. It's Alex from Cateside Press. When you make your debut in PFL this Thursday, it'll be the first time you've not competed in the UFC or Strikeforce in 13 years. I guess, can you reflect on your time with the UFC and Strikeforce?
Yes, man. It's everything is same thing for me. I fight for 33 years, and I fought in Pride in Japan, UFC, Strikeforce, Jungle Fight, different place. And everything is the same, I'm just preparing my body for May 6th, this is very important for me. I'm here in USA for 3 months. I have a good camp. Everything is going very nice, no injuries, nothing, good training. My mind's okay. And I have my mind and my body the same line.
Awesome. And, you were a UFC champ. You were the first man to beat Fedor. What would a PFL title mean to you?
Yes, it's very important. I want to put one more belt in my wall, in my home, my new home I have in Brazil. And yes, thank you for you say that about the first time, the first guy beat Fedor, and the UFC champion, Jiu-Jitsu champion. You don't say Jiu-Jitsu, but I say to you, okay? Jiu-Jitsu and ADCC too, grappling. And yes, man, for sure the PFL title is good, man. I saw the belt. I love the belt. The other day I hold the belt. It's amazing belt. It's very heavy too. And for sure it's my big goal. But I told you, just I have my mind now just for May 6th now.
Awesome, and good luck.
Thank you.
Ronald Smith, please.
This is Ronald E. Smith from Getting Real. Fabricio, how you doing?
Everything's great, man. Thank you.
Wonderful, man. You've had a storied career and you've traveled basically all over the world. But for everything else, there's always still that mindset of motivating yourself to keep pushing forward. How have you, after all these years, continued to push yourself to keep getting better?
Yes, man. Yes, you're right. I'm very good now. I'm very my feet. I told my mind, my body is okay. And the motivation, just because I love this, man. This is my life, All my life I did the same thing, the fight. I don't know, I have to make different thing. I have other business, but now I just have a fight in my mind. And the motivation every day, I just think about my family, my friends, my training, everything. I'm happy, When I have a training, when I have everything is okay, I'm a happy man. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Mason.
Hi, Fabricio. This is Mason from the Sports Sesh podcast. How are you doing today?
Everything's great, man. Thank you.
I believe this is your first fight outside of the UFC or Strikeforce since way back in 2006. Does it feel any different fighting for another organization?
No, I don't see. I just saw the difference. The PFL is amazing. And when I come to the bubble, I'm here for 2 weeks and a half. And the organization, the the guys value, you're feeling the guys value. This is very important. And the difference, I just visited the cage the other day, the smart cage. And I feel very well. I have a good training there. I visualize the fight, everything, and I don't see nothing different. Just like I told the organization and the people work here.
How do you see yourself winning this fight?
Say again, please.
How do you see yourself winning this fight?
I see the fight I see a lot of different situations. I visualize every time the fight. And I see or knockdown him, but like a knockout or submission, very quickly, And this is my goal because I know the PFL have a points. I love the rules, and the 6 points. This is very good, I want a 6 points for sure.
And last thing from me, do you have a message for your fans in the UK who will be staying up for this event?
Yes, appreciate, man. I receive a lot of messages from there. The guy is amazing with me every time. Appreciate for everything and the support for sure.
Thank you, man, and I can't wait to see you come Thursday night.
Us.
Bruno.
Hi, Fabricio. This is
brasileiro.
Jiu-Jitsu Magazine. Bruno, tudo bem? Como é que você tá?
Aí, ó, eu sabia. Falei que era brasileiro, né?
How are you doing today, Fabricio?
Everything is good. But tu vai perguntar em português ou em inglês?
Pode ser em português se você quiser. Então,
Português, então.
Então você falou que você é campeão mundial, campeão ADCC. Quando você acabar com sua carreira aí de MMA, você tem a vontade de voltar para o jiu-jitsu, fazer uns super fights também e competir por esse lado? Fabricio, thank you so much. You mentioned that you're ADCC champion, Mundial champion. After you're done with your MMA career, do you find yourself going back to competing in jiu-jitsu and starring in some super fights?
I like the idea, the super fights, but I told before that my mind just the May 6 now. And this is very important because I work my focus from Thursday, you know, that's it. And later I see, but not just jiu-jitsu, gi, I don't believe, you know, but maybe grappling, maybe boxing, I don't know. I just to see after then, you know, I'm 43 years old. And maybe I have 2 more years, you know, my mind is okay. My mind is very young. My body like 31 years old, and my mind is 18, you know.
Thank you so much, Fabricio. And one last thing, do you have anything to say to all of your fans in Brazil that'll be watching you fighting this weekend?
Eu queria agradecer a torcida, queria agradecer ao Combate, né, o canal Combate, que fez toda essa parceria, que influenciou muito a minha presença, e eu fiquei sabendo disso, fiquei feliz de saber que o Combate está entrando nesse projeto comigo, né, e o que eu puder fazer para levar o PFL para o Brasil, ficar mais popular, eu vou fazer, porque o tratamento aqui é diferenciado com certeza. E agradecer, claro, que as mensagens dos brasileiros é sempre muito bom ler e escutar as pessoas falando, mandando mensagens, né, dizendo que eu sou o melhor de todos os tempos, várias mensagens que me motivam bastante. Obrigado.
Muito obrigado, Fabricio. Thank you very much, Fabricio. Boa sorte.
Valeu.
Tchau.
Ah, mas não, o Bruno não é brasileiro. O Bruno não é brasileiro.
Né, não.
Com sotaque não é.
Sou americano.
I'd like to thank all the Brazilian folks and special Combate, the channel, who pulled hard to be broadcasting the PFL, and I'm glad to have been a part of that process. And to tell all the Brazilian folks that message me, all your messages, all your outreach, it warms my heart, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Alex, please, cage side press.
I'm sorry. I forgot to lower my hand.
Oh, sorry. Breeze.
Hey, Fabricio, this is Breeze from the MMA Breeze. Opponent has 2 losses. One's a DQ and one's a submission. You know, I think we're all very confident in your ground game, but towards the later part of your career, we saw that your hands got very nice. Do you think that you're going to be looking for a quick submission, or are you comfortable enough to go in and welcome a KO victory as well?
I'm comfortable anyway, you know, because I just prepared my body for everything, all situations coming. I'm just preparing everything. I told you before, I mean, like my mind and my body is the same line. This is very hard, you got it, you know. Sometimes your mind is okay, your body does not respond. And the opposite too, sometimes your body is 100%, your mind is not good. But now I feel like the same line both, you know. And for sure, man, you remember when I knocked out Mark Hunt? Nobody believed. I just go there and have the fly knee and finish him.
Well, we're looking forward to your performance. Thank you, Fabricio.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Dylan?
Hey there, Fabricio. Appreciate you making some time.
Oh, thank you.
I was just kind of curious because your upcoming opponent here being a protege of Team Nogueira, and obviously you had a pair of storied bouts against Minotauro out there. I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are on that particular dynamic there.
Yeah, Nogueira is my good friend, man. I fought with him 2 times in Pride in UFC, and he's my like a brother. You know, I love this guy, and doesn't matter. You know, I just had like a professional fight. I don't have to say bad things about my opponent, and that's it. You know, I know he's a tough guy. And I just go there and look at the victory.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just thought it was a cool dynamic there. But I was kind of curious, like how excited you are about the strength of schedule and just getting to actively compete with PFL, because that seems to be like a big part of why you signed with the promotion.
Eu não entendi dos nossos. Repeat, please.
Como é que você se,
Ah,
como
tá.
é que você se sente com a atividade aí da PFL?
Ah.
São várias lutas, uma atrás da outra, né? Você
Ah,
se manter
okay.
ativo aí durante o ano.
Okay, now I understand. Yes, I like the idea. This is why I have to sign with the PFL, because I like the idea. The four times, have to fight 4 times in very short time. I like this, and when you deserve, you go forward. This is good, you know. You like a points to win, and this is called about this. You know, I like the rules. It's different rules for. I think nobody have this like a PFL. Like a points, when you win, you go forward. Good points, you go forward too again, and they go to the belt and the $1 million. This is amazing, you know. It's a good motivation for sure.
Awesome. Thanks for the time, Fabricio.
Thank you.
Tanai?
Hi, Fabricio. Tanai from MMA Island. How's it going, man?
Good, thank you.
So you've obviously beat legends like Fedor, Mark Hunt, Bigfoot Silva, and Gustafsson, to name a few. How does the PFL roster compare to the rosters in other organizations and the legends you've already faced?
Yes, I just saw the organization. I told you before, everything is good here. The high level organization, and here I saw a lot of fighters here, and everybody's tough. You don't have an easy fight in the MMA. When the fans say, this fight easy to you, is not true. It's not easy fight in the MMA. I saw tough guys, and for sure I trained very hard. I prepared my body for 3 months here. I don't see my family for 3 months just for my goal, May 6th.
Awesome. And how has your experience been at the PFL bubble?
It's good. It's good. It's very hard, you know. It's one more fight for sure. Just put one more fight in Sherdog, because this is like it's like a fight too. Because you have to stay. I understand for sure. You know, the coronavirus. The PFL organization, they care us very well here. They test every day. The food is good, you know, and for sure it's hard, but you have to make it. It's the same thing for everybody, you know, not just for me, for all fighters.
Thank you, champ. Good luck on Thursday.
Thank you.
Jamie.
Jaime Barrios de MMA Fan 507. Saludos de Panamá, Fabricio.
Que como estamos Panamá, ahí de verdad que no conozco Panamá todavía, pero quiero conocer a Panamá, quiero visitar, solo en el aeropuerto fui, pero nunca visité Panamá, nunca fui invitado, no tengo invitaciones.
Hey, pero compartiste con Humberto Bravo.
Es verdad, Panamá.
América.
Sí, es verdad.
Fabricio, la pregunta es, a tus ya 43 años, una leyenda activa en las MMA, tiene un juego muy completo. ¿Qué Fabricio podemos esperar el día jueves? Un Fabricio muy estratégico, muy paciente, como cuando venciste a Mark Hunt, o un Fabricio más agresivo, como en tu último combate cuando venciste a Alexander Gustafsson.
Sí, depende mucho de la situación de la pelea, cómo va la situación de la pelea. Es importante saber, sentir bien ahí mi oponente, saber lo que tiene él. Pero claro que si se puede ser agresivo, si se puede acabar la pelea rápido, lo haré. ¿Entiendes? Voy a acabar la pelea pronto, porque todos queremos acabar la pelea pronto. Nunca he visto a un peleador hablando, esa pelea quiero ganar por puntos, ¿no? Siempre por knockout o por sumisión. Entonces, si puedo noquear rápido o someter, seguramente voy a hacerlo. Y claro que la estrategia hay que mantenerla, no se puede salir de la estrategia.
Listo, muchas gracias Fabricio, mucha suerte el jueves.
Un abrazo a Panamá.
Tariq?
How you doing, Fabricio? This is Tariq with the Havoc Hour. Just wanted to know, so throughout your career, you fought the biggest and the best in the sport by far. You've been a champion in other promotions. So here now in the PFL, which is motivating you more, to be a champion again or to win that $1 million check?
Yes, I think both, you know, the 1 million for sure. The belt is good too. And yes, man, it's so hard. I say before, it's so hard to stop the fight, you know. I don't want to stop the fight because I'm young. I'm feeling very well. I'm not feeling like a 43. I saw a lot of guys, a lot of friends have at 43, like a very old guys, you know. You see me like a Hansel, you know. This is different.
Yeah. Thanks for the time, champ. Good luck on Thursday.
Conan, are you there?
Yes, hello. Fabricio, this is Conan of Conan Daily from the Philippines. Both you and Renan are coming out of a submission victory, but how do you compare your fighting style with Renan's fighting style?
Comparada com quem?
Você quanto o Renan estão vindo aí de vitórias por finalização. Como é que você compara o seu estilo de luta e o estilo de luta dele?
I think it's so different, you know. I have my game. Everybody know like black belt jiu-jitsu, black belt, and I don't know, he's a black belt jiu-jitsu, but he have a good game in the ground too. And for sure, the fight go in the ground. This is 100%, you know. But I don't like to compare my style with him, you know. My style is completely different. Before I just like a jiu-jitsu fighter, but now I'm feeling complete fighter today.
Okay. If you're not training or fighting, what are the other things that you enjoy doing?
Say again, please.
If you're not training or fighting, what are the other things that you enjoy doing?
Ok. O que eu gosto de fazer sem ser a luta? I love the snowboard, man. Snowboard and the PlayStation. And I play every day, like Warzone. I play every day Warzone. And for sure, I stay with my family in the beach, you know, like in Florianopolis. I just have my new home there in Brazil. And for sure, I like to stay with my friends, you know, hanging out, like a barbecue. Yes, snowboard, barbecue with my family, friends, and PlayStation for sure.
Okay, last question. It's Brazil versus Brazil on Thursday. Please tell us something about Brazil that you are most proud of.
Como é que é, Zans?
Quinta-feira vai ser Brasil contra Brasil. Diz uma coisa aí do Brasil que você se orgulha.
Yeah, the Brazil. I live in here for 12 years in USA. And now I moved to Brazil again. This is my country. I'm very happy there. You know, Brazil is have a lot of fighters, good fighters too, and I have a lot of things there, man. You know, I love my country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fabrice.
Thank you, man.
It's an honor to talk to a legend.
Appreciate
like
it, man. Thank you.
Up next, Roz.
Hi, Fabricio. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
So just like my previous colleague, I want to say it's really a pleasure to get to chat to you. You are a legend of the sport, sir. Thank you very much. Just in terms of my first question, I wanted to find out a bit more about the PFL bubble. I know you've had a very similar experience on Fight Island with the UFC. Can you just elaborate a bit more on kind of, you know, the experience from the first, how that kind of made it easier the second time around, and what do you feel are the biggest challenges being in the hotel all the time, being away from family?
Yeah, I have a good space here, man. I don't see my family for 3 months, and the first time in Abu Dhabi there is a new for me. I never see the situation before, and the bubble, and the second bubble is okay. You know, everything is okay here. I told like the food is good. Have a gym, have a tatami, have everything. The breakfast is so no. The breakfast is, but the lunch is good.
Okay. Cool.
And everything is okay, but it's hard, but you have to accept this, you know. It's the same thing for everybody. You have to focus on the fight. This is good. You know, sometimes you stay for a family, maybe you there, I don't know, you look like your family things, but now it's just for fight, just my fight, and that's it. I just think about my fight. I know my family is good in Brazil.
Okay. And just to follow up on that, this kind of deviates a bit from the point, but I know Ali is a good friend of yours, and you guys have had a good relationship over the years. I'm guessing you have a good enough relationship with Usman as well as a result of that. Have you guys had the chance to talk about the possibility of possibly fighting his brother in this season? And if you did, kind of give us a bit of insight on how that went.
No, I don't talk with him about this. I just want to say congratulations to Usman. He have a good fight. Last fight is an amazing fight. He's the best for sure. I just say hi to his brother. Say, hey, you Usman brother. He say, yeah, okay. Just say nice to meet you, and that's it. I don't say nothing about this, with Ali, nothing about this yet.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much, sir. Have a
Thank you.
good fight on Thursday.
Last question to James McGlade, please.
Hi, Fabricio. James McGlade from Sportskeeda here. I hope you're having a good day.
Thank you.
So Heenan has spoken about you in the media in the build-up to this fight in very glowing terms. He's called you an idol back in Brazil. I was wondering if you could have fought one idol that you had when you were younger, but never got the chance to fight, who would it be?
Yes, I fought with. You remember when I fought versus Minotauro? He's my idol for a long time, and today too, because I love this guy. And other guy I have a chance to fight, like an idol, maybe Vanderlei, just in the gym. Not like a professional, but I have a lot of fights with him. Vanderlei is my idol for sure, but I never fought fight with him outside the gym. But in the gym, it's like a lot of good fights. Me, Vanderlei.
Okay, thanks, Fabrizio. Good luck in your fight.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Fabricio, for joining us today.
Valeu.
Appreciate you making the time.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that concludes our last virtual media day. I will see you on Thursday for the post-fight press conference, and I will send those details to you shortly. And I will also let you know when this recording is available. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.